Hi Year 6 and welcome to Thursday's maths lesson. Today we are going to be looking at pie charts. Now a pie chart is different to the graphs and tables and charts we've looked at so far this week. It is circular and it is divided into sections, and now each section can represent a different value and a different amount, and we'll look at that as we move through the lesson. So our goal for today is to read and interpret pie charts. So let's have a look. I've got a question here. It says complete the pie chart. 60 children were asked which gaming console they prefer. Here are the results. And it says shows results on a clearly labelled pie chart. Now I've got a pie chart here and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sections. So what I need to do is I need to first of all work out what each section is worth. So if there's 60 children being asked, and there's 10 sections on the pie chart, it's 60 divided by 10, which is 6. So each section is worth 6 children. That's what it means. So whenever you get a pie chart question, you will need to work out what each section is worth. And I've done 60 children divided by 10 sections is 6. So each part is worth 6 children. Now these are results here. The frequency is 6, that means 6 children preferred the Wii, and I've just done a little coloured key here. So I can now start plotting that information on my pie chart. So 6 children preferred a Wii, or the Wii, and each section is worth 6, so I just need to colour one section in black. Now when you do this on My Maths, there is an option to just fill each section. So you won't have to colour it in like I'm doing, you'll just be able to fill it in. Red for Xbox 360, so 30 children preferred this. Now remember, each section, each part of the pie chart is worth 6 children. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. PlayStation 3, green. There's 18 children preferred the PlayStation 3, and each section's worth 6. So 6, 12, 18. And the last one, Nintendo GameCube, 6 children, and each section is worth 6, so I'm going to colour one section in. And that's basically that first question. I put all that information on the pie chart. Okay, now some pie charts, they might actually write the names of the consoles in their section, but I've not got room and I've colour coded it, so that's fine. The next one, what fraction of the group surveyed chose Wii? Well, if I'm writing it as a fraction, 6 chose it, so that's my numerator. And then out of how many altogether? Well, it was 60, so it's 6 60ths. But because we're in year 6, we're going to simplify it. So I'm going to divide it by 6. How many 6 are in 6? 1. How many 6 are in 60? 10. So what fraction chose the Wii? It will be 1/10. Tick. And it's right because you've got one section coloured in out of 10. Right, this next question, I've had to split this onto 2 screens. When you do this on My Maths, it will all be on the same screen. Let's have a look. Miss Ryan asked 48 members of staff what their favourite hobby is. The pie chart shows her results. So we've got red for exercising, blue for films and TV, purple for etymology, which we know what that word means because we've looked at it in our reading lessons. It means the history of words. Yellow is baking and green is reading. Very similar here now. Miss Ryan asked 100 children what their favourite hobby is. The pie chart shows her results. So she basically asked staff and children the same question and gave them the same possible answers. What I do notice that's different is Miss Ryan asked 100 children, whereas she only asked 48 members of staff. So we need to be aware of that. I also noticed something else that's different, and that's the size of the pie chart and the sections. So this is split into 8 sections, whereas on the children's pie chart, it's split into 10 sections. Now this is something that we've really got to be wary of. So like we did on the last question, the first thing we do before we even look at the questions, and that's why I've covered them up, the first thing we do is we work out what each section is worth. So if she asks 48 members of staff and there's 8 sections, that's 48 divided by 8, that's 6. So each section is worth 6 adults. And then 6 times 8 is 48, which is how many people she asked. Now on the children's one, each section isn't worth 6 because she has 100 children and there's 10 sections, so it's 100 divided by 10, which is 10. So in this one, each section is worth 10 children. And that's really, really important to do when you're working with pie charts. Okay, right, let's have a look at the questions then. Question 1. How many members of staff chose exercising? So exercising's red. There's 3 sections coloured in red. So that doesn't mean 3 members of staff chose exercising because each section is worth 6. So it's actually 6, 12, 18. So 18 staff chose exercising. Tick. Next one. What fraction of children chose reading? It says children. So I need to look at the other pie chart because this is the staff pie chart. So what fraction of children chose reading? So let's have a look. Reading is green. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sections are coloured in, that each section is worth 10. So that's 40 children, but I want it as a fraction. So I will put 40 out of, and how many children did she ask altogether? It was 100. So the fraction is 40/100ths of the children chose reading. Now, because we're in year 6, we're going to simplify that. I'm going to cancel that down. So I could divide it by 10. 40 divided by 10 is 4. 100 divided by 10 is 10. It could go even smaller because we could half it, which would give us 2/5. So my maths likes to put it in its simplest form. So I've done that one there. Next one. How many children chose etymology? So children, and we're on the children pie chart, so that's fine. Etymology, purple. 2 sections are coloured in. Each section's worth 10. So 20 children chose etymology. Tick. And the last one, which group, so members of staff or children, had the most bakers? So let's have a look. Members of staff then. Baking yellow, 1 section. Each section's worth 6. So for staff then, 6 chose baking. About children, let's have a look. Baking yellow, 3 sections. Each section's worth 10. So children, 30 children chose baking. Very popular. The question is, which group had the most bakers? The answer would be children. Okay, so you'll have a question very similar to that to do today on My Maths. So I've kept the lesson nice and short, so you've got time to do the My Maths lesson as well. My Maths homework, keep trying for 100%. And the most important thing today is to make sure you work out what each section of the pie chart is worth. Okay, and I think we've got this, no problem.